successful lady, I think she was in one of mining bosses or whatever, earning more money than what I ever thought on my little salary that I was earning at that point. And I asked her what one lesson I can take away for my life if I also want to be as successful as you. And she said to me, become the best. Money follows the best. And I think that was my driving force through life, was to always be the best. I want to mix with the people that's the best. I want to surround myself, because that's when I can actually really come to my right.
I think it is a good time now to sell. Depending on what is your view on the exchange rate going forward. And the economy is down. I think the world is battling with quite a number of real serious issues. And on that basis, I think, I can't see, and that's my personal opinion, that there will be a massive difference or increase or improvement in the economic conditions in South Africa. So I think if you can get a good price for your property at the moment, I think it's not a bad idea to sell, because my view on the exchange rate is that the rand will keep on weakening over the next couple of years. And from that perspective, I think it would be a good move to sell. And if you invest immediately in another opportunity in a hard currency, and if your main objective is capital preservation and not actual yield on the property that you buy.
Really, the biggest challenge we have on this entire planet is the wealth gap and the widening between the haves and the have-nots. And the problem is that the haves are trying to build the biggest wall they possibly can, and the have-nots are trying to tear the wall down. And ultimately both solutions are wrong. What we need to do is we need to empower the 99% versus trying to pull back the 1%. And that's really what the wealth movement's about, because with technology, Peter Diamandis talks about how all through Africa, there's going to be 1 billion handsets in Africa by 2016. And if you think about it, the first thing that they're going to want is access to education, which, literally, there's no reason why now you can't get access to that education through your mobile phone. The next thing they'll want is access to health. And the third thing that comes, particularly from a middle-class type environment, is access to wealth. And we believe that truly through the wealth movement, people will be able to access through their phone and be able to invest in the same things that Donald Trump gets to invest in. And if we can get it down to $1 per person per investment, think about the impact that will have on that individual. And our mission is to empower 1 billion people by 2020.
I've made so many mistakes, they've all merged into one. I think the big takeaway here is that we should embrace making mistakes. If you look back on the last 2 years of your life and you can't think of any momentous, huge, horrific, terrible mistakes you've made, then you haven't tried enough things. You haven't been doing enough. You're living a sheltered life. You probably get up out of the same side of the bed every morning. You put on similar kinds of clothes with similar colors. You put the same foot in the trouser pipe first, either right or left. You drive the same route to work every day. You gossip with the same people at the same water station every morning at morning tea time. You do the same sort of work. You have the same sort of complaints. You probably take the same route home and you watch the same TV program. You're not leading a life of all these different experiences. You're repeating the same day over and over and over again. It's like having a book, a really good, interesting book, and you read one page, the first page, and that's all. And then the next night you read the same page and the same page over and over again. And there's this whole book with plots and characters and events and experiences, but you never read it because you're just reading the same page. Well, your life is a bit like that. You've got to experience different things. And when you experience different things, especially if it's in what is for you uncharted territory, you're going to make wrong turns. But making those wrong turns is good because you learn from them. You learn from those mistakes in a manner that you'll never learn if you always play it safe, if you always lead the same life over and over every day. So encourage and embrace the mistakes that you make. Learn from them though. Remember, repeating mistakes is silly. But as long as you make them once, you will learn faster from those mistakes that you have made than from reading about 100 mistakes that other people have made.